what if I open the doors and then I don't get a customer in for like 8 or 9 days? We'll see.
Then you get 8 or 9 days to vacuum it spotless. That's all right.
Right.
Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to the Disc Connected. I am here with Pascal, who I don't even remember if it's been 2 or 3 weeks, but I met you for the first time over Twitter, and then we had a little video call. And the main reason we're here today, because it's 2023, and you're going on the crazy journey of opening a physical media store. We're going to get into it. Pascal, thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you.
I'm stoked to have you here. We got a lot to talk about, obviously, but the main question before we get to the physical media store, like who are you as a movie fan? Who are you as a collector, and how did you get here?
For as long as I can remember, I've been into movies. I mean, as young as 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
I've been collecting DVDs. I had some VHSs, when I was a young kid that parents bought for me, but my own money started with DVDs, and that went on until about college, and then there was a long break where obviously I had no money. So
typical college.
Right. But yeah, no, I've just been into it since for as long as it's been around, pretty much.
What were some of your favorites growing up that you first remember watching?
Ironically, it's Alligator as a kid.
Nice.
Yeah. It's one of the first ones that I rented that my mom didn't know what it was, and I was way too young to see it. And yeah, that's why when that came out, when Scream Factory put it out, I couldn't believe it. I was so excited because I hadn't seen it, especially a good quality version of it. I'd watched it on YouTube, and it was still fun to watch, but it's not a good quality. And
right.
Yeah, it was great. Since Scream Factory put it out, I think I watched it like 3 times already.
And now you got it in glorious 4K. That's a little bit better than 360p on YouTube.
Yeah.
Loving the beautiful poster behind you too. Do you collect many posters, or do you only have one or two? Or
I do have a bunch.
Nice.
There's going to be a bunch in the store, actually.
Very nice. That's actually really cool. So you've been collecting DVDs for a long time, and then there was a long break. Is there something that brought you back to it eventually, or was it just sort of like this magnet feeling that film was calling your name again?
Well, what's funny is there was a long break, and I would go to the theater once a week for sure, sometimes twice a week.
Wow.
For forever, and up until my son was born, and then as a newborn, with a newborn, you don't go to the theater.
Right.
And I started going again when he got to about age 4, 5, and started going again and got back into watching a lot of movies, back to at the rate I was going, I guess. And I just wasn't happy with what was available. The stuff I wanted to watch wasn't on streaming. And I just started buying more physical again, getting it. And yeah, that's how it just sucked me right back in. I started realizing man, I love movies, and I just don't get to watch them as much anymore. And now that my son was getting older, I could. And yeah, it's been.
How old's your son now?
He's going to be 8 soon. In a few weeks.
We got a lot in common then, because my son just turned 8 last month.
Oh, nice.
Are there any that you've shown him that you were eager to show him as he was growing up, that you were just stoked to see his eyes light up?
Oh yeah, a lot. Actually, I took him to a drive-in last year for the first time, and we saw Beetlejuice there. Fun. I showed him a lot of the old classics. he's definitely the only kid at his school that has seen the old school Godzillas. That's for sure. I took him. I
Nice.
took him. I showed him. We went and saw Jaws last year when that was in theaters.
Very nice.
Yeah, that was cool.
That's awesome. Obviously, we should probably talk about where you're located. Where, as we start moving towards the store, where is the store going to be? What city is this in?
Calgary, Alberta.
Calgary, Alberta. So we are
Yeah.
talking about a Canadian physical media store, and there's just not a whole lot up there for physical media collectors. That's what you were telling me before, right?
Yeah, it's very, very minimal. Yeah, you're if you're into into it like we are, you're importing from
Right.
the US a lot, and the UK and Australia, and it gets pricey.
Well, on that front, a lot of people, especially us privileged Americans, we don't understand how bad some of these other countries have it. Could you share like a standard release from any one of these companies that does ship internationally? It's not like you're paying outrageously because it's some newfangled thing for them. What
Sure.
what is something that's coming from like a Severin or direct from Shout Factory or something? What does that cost to get it to your door?
Well, you have to, depends on the company.
Right.
Certain companies, you have to spend a certain dollar amount to get free shipping, but then it's like a catch-22. If you spend too much, then you got to pay customs and duties on it.
Right.
So it kind of cancels out. You end up paying I don't know, say you guys pay 20 per movie. Say you get, what is it if you get free shipping? Typically like $50 something.
$50 from Kino and Scream Factory. Severin's like 80.
Okay.
Anywhere between $50 and $100.
Yeah. So Severin, I believe for Canada is 125 for free shipping, but that's American money.
Right.
And then West, but then if you get too close to $200 value Canadian money, then you pay the taxes for whatever province you're in, plus they charge you a fee for processing you. So it gets pricey.
That's crazy. And
Yeah.
obviously we get a lot of people that complain about shipping prices being like $10 for some companies. And
Right.
it's difficult to point out when you're going through so much back and forth internationally that, $10 is kind of nothing in the grand scheme of things. Like,
Yeah.
I do understand the pain point when we're used to things like Amazon popping up in our life and being free shipping for most people, but it's just not quite the same. And when you're trying to support some of these smaller companies, it's tough. They don't have the infrastructure of an Amazon. They don't have the ability to write down that everything you're getting in Canada is a gift on your custom sheet or anything like
Right.
that. And as far as I'm aware, some of those companies have even been warned, like, we know you're not sending gifts. Don't do this anymore, or we won't let your stuff in. So you are in Calgary. With all of that not really allowing you to have a local place to get it, where are you mainly shopping from when you're getting boutique stuff lately?
Oh,
Or at least before you were doing wholesale stuff for the store.
yeah. Well, it's I was doing exactly what I was just saying, trying to straddle that line of getting free shipping, but not going too much.
So was it still mostly direct from the boutiques, or were you doing like a
lot of it,
Diabolic
yeah.
or?
A lot of it. Sometimes I've done Diabolic a few times, but a lot of it was just direct as stuff was being announced and pre-ordering. And
Damn.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot to worry about for sure. I completely empathize with you. That's so much to not only factor in. Hey, I have this coming and it costs me this much money, but once it gets to the border, it could end up costing more. Basically, if
Oh
they
yeah.
feel like it.
Oh yeah, easily. Like you spend. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I would spend however much. Let's say I'm close to the 200 range, so I'd spend say like 180 Canadian dollars, so that I wouldn't get charged. And then they decide like, oh no, it's close enough, it's over. So then I end up paying like $20-$30 more for the custom. Yeah.
All right. So let's get into the store. Why in 2023 are you opening a physical media store?
I've been in construction for 22 years, and being in construction, the kind of projects I was doing, I've had to move around a lot. So I would travel to where the big project was, work for a year and a half, 2 years, move to another one. And I've been doing that specific, like exactly that pattern since 2010. I've lived in 10 cities.
Whew.
So, and this last one, I moved back to Calgary and said that I wasn't doing it anymore. My son's at that age now where I want him to stay in one school and grow up with his friends.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make a change, and this seemed like a logical decision for me. Was something I like doing, because obviously I'm not gonna become a millionaire anytime soon doing this. So I need to like doing it, and this is something that I know I'm gonna like, whether I just break even for a while.
Right. And with construction, were you thriving, or was this something that you were struggling to get by, or how was it treating your life basically?
Oh no, I was doing well. Obviously not at the beginning, but no, for a while, the past, say since 2014, it was been going very well.
Wow. So this isn't just a small risk, basically. This is leaving a lot behind that you were clearly good at if you were able to do it for so many years, to open something that a lot of people would say is a dying market, which those of us that are deep within it, we know that there's a little more to that story than those
Right.
those words that we've been hearing for the last 25 years. And with that type of a risk, I mean, for a family, that's got to be fairly scary to take on, I'm sure.
A little bit. But I mean, I've taken a lot of risks in construction,
Right.
and they're calculated risks.
That's true. What type of construction were you working in?
Had a drywall and framing company.
Drywall is annoying as hell.
Yeah.
Congratulations. That's it's not easy to do. I think I talked a long time ago on a stream about what I used to do a long time ago, but back in like the mid 2000s, right before the whole recession hit in the US, I had actually worked for a framer for a little while. I was also a plumber's apprentice, and a lot of the stuff with the trades is first of all, it's guaranteed work. That stuff will literally always be there. It's impossible to not have it there. But unfortunately, it is. I don't necessarily want to put the professions down, but it is backbreaking work in a lot of situations. It is work where you are very isolated. For a lot of people that do that job, you're stuck with a crew, and especially if you're traveling to a new city like that, I had no idea. You could be there for a year and a half and literally only know probably a handful of people, and most of the time you're working.
Less especially for me, because
Right.
like I didn't do any of I haven't done the physical labor in a while.
Wow.
It was when I was younger that I did a lot of it, but so a lot of it was the logistics of stuff that I was doing a lot of it from home, but I had to be in that city because I needed to go to the site every once in a while, so even less, the last city I lived in, I didn't know anyone I was there for 2 years. I didn't know anyone. The city before that, I met a couple people, and I was there for 18 months. This is just the process of, like, while I'm working on the store, I've just been fantasizing, I guess, or like daydreaming of how it's going to be when it's open. Like, who knows? Like, I hope people show up. If,
Right.
but I'm just thinking, like, if I get regular people in there regularly, it's just going to be so fun because it's just great interactions with people that are like me and you that
Yeah.
love this stuff, and um, I'm not a people person anyways, but if it's to talk about stuff that I like, I could talk about it all day,
Yeah, and that's I think a lot of people that worked in whether it be a movie theater or a video store or they currently work for a label, a lot of this obviously you're doing something you love, but on top of that, the people that you meet and converse with can literally brighten up your day. And especially with
Yeah.
a video store, there's people that will probably become semi-regulars that when they come in, you can, talk about how they love Jess Franco for some stupid reason. And they're there to get the latest thing from Imprint because they know that you always have them and they always come to you for them. And that's the type of relationship that can really make these places thrive. So I'm eager to see that you hopefully can get that and start to have
Yeah.
these friendships that you've not been literally allowed to have for
Right.
years.
And that's what has been a big focus for me on while planning this was I didn't want just a store where people can buy where they could buy their stuff online.
Right.
I mean, obviously, I'm gonna have you will be able to buy from me online, but it was important for me to make it a cool hangout spot. I want people to want to go there, even if they don't have anything in mind where they're looking for anything specific. Like, I'm excited for you to see what it looks like. I got a lot done there today. Like I said, it's going to be a bunch of original one sheets on the walls.
Nice.
I have a pinball machine in there, popcorn machine, TV. I'm going to have movies on there, from open to close.
So it's a destination. It's literally going to be an experience for everybody in Calgary.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping.
That's amazing. I mean, let's get into some of the details then. So first of all,
Sure.
what is the store called?
Rough Cut Video.
And where'd you get the name for it?
Um, I had a small list of names that I liked, and I just liked the sound of that one. It has double meaning for me, being with coming from a construction background.
Right.
So yeah, I just liked the way it sounded, and I liked the way it looked.
It fits very well for sure.
Right.
So you've got that, and what is there something easy that you can say, like a quick couple minute elevator pitch at most, just to say what you're going to be selling specifically?
Oh, just stuff that's not mainstream, I guess. If you want mainstream, there's places for it. But the stuff that I like, or that a lot of us like, there's not that many outlets for.
That's true. Is it just going to be movies, or are you going to have some selections of movie, like music, collectibles, stuff like that?
I'm gonna have some vinyl, and like I said, one sheets.
Nice. It seems like there's this dying breed of places. Everybody knows Vinegar Syndrome's archive in Connecticut, and then they opened another one in Denver. You've got Orbit DVD, which is a destination for a lot of people in the U.S. You've got Grindhouse Video, which has been around for a long time and recently moved from Florida. And it seems like this could be like the main spot to do this sort of thing in Canada. Toronto's got like Bay Street Video and one or two other places, but Toronto's not super centrally located either.
Well, yeah, they're on the East Coast, so yeah, I'm hoping that that's what it could be, for the West Coast. Yeah.
It's really cool to bring that to a country that is underserved, because if my memory serves me right, there's very little distribution for any of this up there. I know that Vinegar Syndrome has like a warehouse. I think it's literally only one warehouse in Toronto,
Yeah.
and through is it Unobstructed View? Is that the other company?
View.
Okay.
Yeah.
So those will be like a couple of the main kind of competitors, but it'll be very different.
Well, Vinegar Syndrome, if you have, if you're a subscriber, the shipping, is free, or if you buy from their website, they ship from Canada, so you don't have to worry about that. That's great about Vinegar Syndrome. You don't have to worry about the duties there, customs and duties. But yeah, no, you're right.
And do we have a set in stone opening date for the store yet?
Well, the remodeling part, I know will be done by April 1st. I'm hoping, in 5-6 days that'll be done.
Wow.
But it's the other part that I struggle with, and that's the website.
Yeah.
So, and it's just me, so during the day I'm at the store, fixing it up and building things, and at night I'm working on the website, and I'm not a computer guy at all, so that's a rough part.
Have you been fortunate enough to do everything on the store by yourself for the most part?
Yeah.
Wow. That's so many people don't have that and don't come from that sort of experience. So to be able to have that in your tool belt, that's got to be super useful for you, because you can literally do a walkthrough and go, you know what, I changed my mind, I'm going to put this shelf over there, and be able to go house it yourself.
Right.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of that. A lot of starting something and be like, no, I don't like it, and then starting over.
Nice. And we'll get a walkthrough video put on here for everybody at the end. What are some of the goals with the store other than meeting people? You are starting this website that people can use, kind of like a Diabolic DVD for Canada, it sounds like.
Sure.
Is there any other major things that you're wanting to put in place or see as a big goal for Rough Cut?
Well, I would this is years from now, a lot would have to go right to get there, but I would like there to be a community around here that are into these kind of movies, to where maybe once people start meeting, we could maybe rent a local theater and start doing showings, and maybe festival, or just group of like-minded people watching things that we like, I guess.
Is there a big cinema scene in Calgary already? Is there like a lot of theaters?
There are, but there are not many that show older stuff that it happens every once in a while, but there's not a big scene of that like other cities.
Yeah, I could see that getting pretty big for you. I know that Diabolic DVD, they do that with Exhumed Films, I believe, in Philadelphia. And if there's nothing there and people can't get an outlet for that, you could literally be like the movie Jesus and bringing the good word to the people. This is such a cool idea that you're able to do this.
Well, just because I want to do it doesn't mean that people around here want it.
While true, you got to give yourself a little more credit. Like stepping away from a guaranteed life in construction to go to something like this and get where you are already. I mean, first off, you can't deny that's not it's not a common thing.
Yeah, you're probably right, but I don't want to pat myself on the back before. What if I open the doors and then I don't get a customer in for like 8 or 9 days? We'll see.
Then you get 8 or 9 days to vacuum it spotless. That's all right.
Right. I'll be playing a lot of pinball by myself.
There you go. But I mean, that's what we're doing here, is try to get the word out, get people that are in Canada to go check this out. And if you are in Calgary, by all means, please seek this out. Like, what types of products that are difficult to get now can they very much count on you carrying, because obviously we have a lot of labels that are all across the globe. What do you think you're going to be carrying specifically?
Oh, well, all the US labels, and then I'm going to be importing from the UK and Australia as well.
I'm flabbergasted, because I've not been able to go into a store that has everything like that ever. I don't live close to Grindhouse Video. I don't live close to Orbit, just like yourself. And that sounds like a utopia to me. I would be so eager to see this place thrive and bring this new boutique idea to what is a pretty big city compared to the rest of Canada. And there's a potential large market there. I guess one of the things that we can go down the road with, what brought you to me? Because I don't even know the story. How did you happen upon this channel to begin with?
I've been listening to the Pure Cinema podcast, and watching Brian Sauer's Just the Disc channel for a while, and he mentioned you on one of his episodes, that he said, we should check out, and I checked out, and yeah, I was like, oh, this is great. And yeah, I've been listening ever since. I even, scrolled back and downloaded a bunch of podcast episodes just to catch up on stuff. And yeah, and then you did that to me the other day with supporting characters.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and I went back through his and started downloading episodes, and yeah,
that's a lot of what I try to do with the channel, is just highlight good stuff and get people to support good people and really get accurate, good information. And with supporting characters, there's names that you'll recognize, just this long list, and when you go back and, oh man, I would love to hear them, and this is a 3-hour podcast. Heck yeah. It's perfect. I'm glad to have been keeping you company over the last however long with those podcasts. It's been really nice getting to know you and to hear the amount of just pure heart that you have to do something like this. This is not something easy, and the accomplishments are going to speak for themselves, I think. And if anybody is either in Canada or at least trying to check out stuff that are from the store, please, by all means, be kind, go out there, seek out the store, see what he's got to offer. The website and all that will be listed below. We will get all of this taken care of and try to get as many beautiful smiling faces through that door as we possibly can. Anything else you want to share with the people?
You do check out the website, and it looks a little shaky. Give me a little time. I'm working on it.
And on that note, Pascal, so far, at least with me, has been very open to suggestions. So if you've got anything that you might want to give some feedback on, by all means, reach out, let him know. I'll have all the social media accounts below as well. Look at that, my man. That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you got a bunch of vintage posters up. Look at all of that.
With the pre-orders for April.
Oh, that's awesome.
So the new releases will be there. Over here, I put, I don't know if you could see it, but staff picks.
Very nice.
And then over here, I think every couple weeks or once a month, I'll do a spotlight, maybe a subgenre or actor or director.
Nice. Love that. And then the curtained off area, is that an adult section?
That's what I wanted it to look like, but it's just the electrical panel.
Oh, that's fantastic. And then you're going to divide it by genre, by label?
By genre. Yeah, it'll be like I have these. Let's see, where did I put them? Got these little mini blackboards for kung fu,
Nice.
horror, exploitation, western, stuff like that.
Looks fantastic. Nice organized shelves. And then the far right here will be all vinyl. Is there going to be anything else over here?
Yeah, it's going to be vinyl here. And then I have 2 more on that side. I don't know. The vinyl for some reason is taking a long time to get in.
Right.
So I'm only getting the waxwork stuff as they get released. I think I'll just end up bringing from home some used stuff from my personal collection.
Smart.
For now, and then maybe over time I'll accumulate used stuff from the people who want to sell part of their collection. Yeah, well, these posters, these frames. Let me see if I can turn it around. These frames snap open. So if I sell one, I just put another one in there.
So you did all the work yourself. What all did you have to get done in here to make it look this presentable?
Well, it was an old laundromat, so
just a little bit of work then.
Yeah, the floor was a mess. I just ripped up the floor, and painted it, sealed it, and then replaced the ceiling tiles because they were gross. Yeah, and then just built these shelves, built the bins, that adult section that's just hiding the electrical panel. I built that out just to hide it because it was just exposed.
I feel like you should put a sign above the door that says adult section must be 18, and then when you pull the curtain, there's a little sign that's hanging that says "you pervert" or something like that.
What's cool is that right next door is a cannabis store.
Nice.
So right as when I've been working here at night the past few days, just getting stuff on the shelves and stuff. A handful of times people would knock on the door and ask if I was open, which is kind of cool, like not even promoting, just them seeing, like coming to the store next door and then piquing their interest, I guess.
That's awesome.
And actually, the other day, when I was sealing the floors, I had my earbuds in and I didn't hear, but there was someone knocking at the door, and I looked up and he just had his. Because the windows are pretty dirty, so he had his hands like around his eyes trying to peek in, and I went to go talk to him, and he said that he was a filmmaker here, lives in town, and he was someone was driving by and saw my sign, and then contacted him and asked if this was his doing. He's like, "Are you opening a store?" And then he's like, so I had to come see for myself. So that was cool, and then I looked him up. He said to contact him when the store was open, and then I looked him up, and I was surprised. I was like, oh, I've seen one of his movies. The Arrow actually put it out not too long ago, I guess. That he produced Harpoon. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah, he was a producer on that.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed that one.
Me too, yeah.
That's very cool. Okay, so you got a cannabis store. Anything else in this little shopping mall that's...
There's a tattoo parlor. And so I guess there's some crossover there, tattoo parlor.
Hell of a lot of crossover.
Yeah.
You got a tattoo shop and a pot. Like, this is perfect for you.
Yeah.
The last thing probably to share then, we got a little trailer. How about we show that, and then you can give some information about it?
Sure.
Earth 2023 AD. Casualties from the streaming war are at an all-time high. The planet's population has been convinced their excitement for the latest content, a sequel to the remake of a beloved classic, is genuine. This has left little hope for the cinephiles, a band of film lovers who believe that one day there will be a safe haven for those that have broken free from the streamers. That day is coming this April. They thought physical media was dead. They were wrong.
Sincerely, I love it. It's so funny. It is a great message. Did you write all that yourself, or did you have somebody help you?
No, I wrote it.
That's fantastic, and it honestly, it sounds like an old like movie phone voice I used to do by myself. It's perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so the store should be open in April, and if by the time this goes up, we do have a set in stone date, I will intercut it down below here, and we'll get that figured out for everybody. But in the meantime, like I said, if you see anything that you got a question on, if you are in Canada, please reach out. Make this your Mecca. Travel from far away and show some love to physical media in 2023, because somebody that is willing to pursue something that they love like this to improve their quality of life, they deserve at least your a little bit of support. I won't say undying support, but fairly close. Pascal, thanks for coming on today and answering questions. And maybe we can do this again in 9 months when it's a huge success and you're bathing in coins like Scrooge McDuck style.
Sure. Well, I appreciate it.
All right, we'll talk soon.
All right, bye.